Another person has been rushed to hospital after being shot and detained by Israeli forces for more than 2 hours. Let's go straight to Zain Basravi, who joins us live now from Ramallah. And Zain, yet again, more raids day and night.
That is correct. There's been a number of flashpoints across the occupied West Bank, but there are a few locations worthy of taking specific note. In Tilkarim, we saw a very, very violent night that started during the day yesterday in a daytime raid. Israeli special forces in a civilian vehicle hunted down a car with 4 Palestinian men, and there was a shootout in which all 4 of those men in that vehicle were killed. Suspected fighters. Shortly after that incident, the armed wing of the political group Fatah, the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigade, put out a statement saying that they would have vengeance, they would take revenge. They vowed revenge for that attack. And what followed was a very violent night in Tilkarim. We saw dozens of military vehicles, Israeli military vehicles, going into the town. There were clashes. Palestinian fighters promised to fight back. They say they used 20 explosives on the Israeli military. We saw a video of a bulldozer, a military bulldozer, being blown up during these clashes. The Israelis carried out a drone strike, injuring 2 people. And before they pulled out this morning, as the sun rose, they tend to pull out of these towns, they stormed the homes of 2 of the men that were killed, marking them for demolition. A similar incident in Hebron, raids in which a journalist was arrested. There was more clashes there. And another Palestinian man was killed when the house of a suspected fighter there was also marked for demolition. These kinds of tactics that the Israeli military carry out routinely also extended to a raid in Jenin, where they were searching for someone, were unable to find that suspect, and arrested the suspect's father to put pressure on him to surrender.
I'm saying growing
death toll went up by about 9 or 10 people just in the last 24 hours. 164 people actually have been killed since the October 7th incident, since the war began, and that is in the occupied West Bank alone. 164 dead. 2 of them, we've learned today, were prisoners in Israeli custody. They were, one of them at least was from Gaza, had a license to work in Israel, was picked up in the roundup by Israeli military after the October 7th attacks happened, and died in prison in Israeli custody. The circumstances of his death unknown. From Gaza, died in Israeli custody while his family remained in Gaza, braving the constant bombardment that has happened for the last month.
Make sure to subscribe to a channel to the latest news from RDZ World News.